name is?
Betty Lewis Carp.
Okay, I'll just complete the form. Then I want you to look it over, make sure everything's all right, and sign it. And after you've done that, I'll take you back to the registered voters list.
It's all correct.
Okay, thank you. This way, please. Mrs. Carp has filled out her forms. Her name is Betty Louise Lewis.
Miss Purvis, I just want to thank you so much. You don't know what a pleasure it is to deal with an official who knows her job. Thank you again.
Well, you're welcome.
Betty Louise Lewis.
Lewis, Betty, Louise. This is your entry card.
Thank you.
Good morning. Could I have your name, please?
John Kincaid Scott.
Scott. Okay. Scott. And what is your resident address, Mr. Scott?
915 Thomas Avenue.
Oh, there appears to be some problem here. I have 925 Thomas Avenue.
Well, I certainly can't understand that. I've lived at 915 for the past 3 years, and it is the address I gave when I registered.
Well, there must be some typographical error. I'll change it with the register's voters list so the register can correct her own errors. Jean, can you help?
Oh, yes, Mr. Scott, there shouldn't be any problem. You haven't physically moved, so there is no need for you to fill out a change of address form.
That's Scott, John Kincaid.
Jimmy, don't you forget, vote for Johnston. He's the man.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, but there is no campaigning within 40 feet of the prohibited area, and you cannot wear campaign materials into the polls.
Well, aren't made for living. I never heard of such a mess. What am I supposed to do with this?
Well, if you would place them in your car, you can then return to the polls and vote.
And what if I won't?
Well, then you'll just have to be physically removed from the polls.
By you and whose army?
Sir, on election day, we're peace officers.
Peace
and if that's not
officers.
good enough, I'll be happy to ask the police for assistance.
Police?
Roland, can you help in this, please?
Listen, this is just a simple misunderstanding. I'll put stuff right in the car right now. No problem.
Roland, it's important that any campaign materials left behind by the voters in the booths or anywhere else in the polls be discarded immediately. Could you take care of that, please?
Certainly.
I think I'll take a break, Jean. Is that all right with you?
Oh, sure. Go ahead. We can switch now. Roland, since you're the assistant chief officer, you can take my place.
Very good.
And I'll switch to the poll books.
All right.
Hi, my name is Dorothy Ann Lehman.
Okay. Lehman. And your resident address, Miss Lehman?
That's
I challenge Miss Lehman. She moved to Tennessee in August.
No, I didn't. I just went down there to visit my mom and dad.
I still challenge.
Well, Miss Lehman, Mr. Blackwell here will have to assist you. Since you've been challenged, you have to take an oath.
But I really didn't move.
Ms. Lehman, you've been challenged, and you must be sworn in and fill out an oath of voter form. Then you'll be allowed to vote in the normal manner.
Oh.
Just raise your hand, please. I do solemnly swear that I will law, I'm a citizen of the United States, 18 years old, so help me God.
So help me God.
Fine. The registered voters list is marked in the normal manner with an X next to the voter's name, and sworn is written next to the voter. And your signature, please.
I really didn't move.
And an S is written next to the name in the poll booth. Is that right?
Poll book.
Poll
Yes.
book.
Lehman,
Lehman.
Dorothy Ann.
That's right.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's right, Roland. And if the voter will not take the oath or sign the oath, then they will not be able to vote.
Oh, I did.
Yes, I know. Thank you.
I can vote now.
Yes, right over there. Thank you.
Hi, your name, please.
Susan Black McNabb.
McNabb. Okay, MC. Ms. McNabb, your name is not on the registered voters list. Mr. Blackwell will have to assist you and determine your qualifications.
Ms. McNabb, let me call the registrar's office and see if your name was somehow inadvertently left off of the registered voters list.
This is so embarrassing. I don't understand. I moved here from North Carolina 6 months ago and filled out one of those little green cards.
It's
There
no-
must be some mistake.
It's no problem, Ms. McNabb. I'll call the registrar, and she'll have her check her records, and she'll call us back. Could I have your social security number and full name, please?
Susan Black McNabb, 225-60-5122.
The number is still busy. I'll try again in a minute, all right? Ms. McNabb, the registrar's number is still busy, and I don't want to keep you any longer. I think 15 minutes is long enough.
Well, thanks. I've got to pick up Jimmy at kindergarten.
Your name's not on the registered voters list, and since we can't reach the registrar's office, you'll have to go a paper ballot using this green envelope. Now, the electoral board will meet in the morning at 10 a.m. at the registrar's office, at which time they will determine your eligibility. And if you are eligible, then your vote will be counted at that time.
This all sounds very confusing, but if it's the only way you'll let me vote, I guess that's what I'll have to do.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Susan
Now,
Black
Roland,
McNabb.
if you had gotten through to the registrar's office, she was eligible, then she would have used a blue oath form and voted normally.
Exactly.
So remember, the only time that anyone uses the green envelope to vote is if their name does not appear on the registered voters list and the registrar cannot be reached.
I see, Jane.
Okay?
Thank you.
Just like your mommy. You know I'm not helpless.
Well, we're here, Pop.
Hello? Hello there.
Good afternoon, sir. You're now standing at the registered voters list. May I have your name, please?
Yes, my name is Thomas Lee Martin, and I live at 200 Sampson Avenue.
Martin. Okay. And Mr. Martin, that address was 200 Sampson Avenue?
Yes, that's right. And I'd like my daughter here to go with me into the post to vote.
Okay, Mr. Martin, your daughter will have to sign a form indicating that she will do exactly what you want her to do. And our assistant chief officer will be glad to assist you.
Hi. Mr. Martin, please have a seat over here, please, sir. Right around here. Yes, sir. Thank you. Hi, I'm Mr. Blackwell. Since your father is a blind voter, he doesn't have to fill out the top portion of this voter assistance. But you, the person who is assisting, must complete the bottom portion. Let me swear you in. Raise your right hand. I, the undersigned, do so swear on the penalty of law that I am not soliciting in any manner. And so I am assisting.
I do.
Very good. Signature
Right
there.
neatly now, dear.
Yes, Pop.
You see, Ms. Martin, any person who is educationally or physically unable to cast a ballot must complete the top portion of this. If they're unable to sign their name, an X or a mark will do suffice.
Roland,
Yes.
if the voting equipment is not wheelchair accessible, a voter in a wheelchair can choose to vote by paper ballot
I see.
instead of using someone to assist him.
All right. And you can go vote.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Martin.
He seemed like a nice young man.
My grandmother is out in the car and would like somebody to bring her a ballot. She's 80, and she really has a hard time walking around. Would that be okay?
Okay, you have to talk to our chief officer.
I'll be happy to help. I'll get the ballot after I find out if her name is on the registered voters list. Can I have her full name, please?
Yes, it is Bessie James Color.
Is Bessie James Color on the registered voters list?
Spell that, please.